So our next topic is the capitalized cost. It is one of the most important applications of perpetuity. So from our previous topic, we have a perpetuity equal to annuity divided by the interest for if your perpetuity starts at 1, year 1 is in capitalized cost. So the application of perpetuity is in capitalized cost. The capitalized cost of any property is the sum of the first cost and the present worth of all costs of replacement, operation, and maintenance for a long time or forever. So capitalized cost is an application of perpetuity. It is one method used in comparing alternatives. So it is defined as the sum of the first cost and the present worth of all perpetual maintenance and replacement costs. So imagine you are dealing with machines. This machine, when we buy it initially, we have what we call the first cost. During its lifespan, this one, first cost. So during its lifespan, we operate it and maintain it. So for that is the operation and maintenance. It can have a salvage value. So this salvage value is, for example, you have a machine now, and that machine is worth 15,000 pesos. So after its lifespan, after the end of its lifespan, the value of that is maybe 5,000 pesos. So that 5,000 pesos is the salvage value. So, and we have the replacement cost. So are we going to replace it or are we going to buy another machine? So for this, we have the cash flow diagram. So at first, you have the first cost or initial cost of the machine. And on its operation and maintenance, we have an annual maintaining cost. We have the operation and maintenance. And then, this is in infinity. And then this S here, it is the difference between the replacement cost and the salvage value. So the general formula for the capitalized cost is equal to the future first cost. This is first cost plus operation and maintenance all over I. So as you can see, this is familiar formula. This is the perpetuity. Plus RC, the replacement cost minus the salvage value divided by 1 plus I raised to K minus 1. So K here is the useful life of the machine. So from our previous topics, di ba, upper minus lower, kaya nagbalinya pasto. Or lower minus upper, minus 1. So K is the useful life. The value now here is your S. So S all over 1 plus I raised to K minus 1. So we have three cases to discuss here in capitalized cost. So first one, case 1 is the no replacement, only maintenance and operation every period. So gusto niyang i-maintain yung machine. So wala pang replacement. So capitalized cost is equal to first cost plus the present worth of perpetual operation and or maintenance. So FC is our first cost, initial investment, POM or the present worth of all perpetual operation and maintenance. Number 1 example, determine the capitalized cost of a structure that requires an initial investment of 10 million and an annual maintenance of 950,000 pesos. So I is equal to 15%. So capitalized cost here, no replacement, only maintenance or operation every period. So we have an annual maintenance 950 and an initial investment or the first cost equal to 10 million. So we have the first cost 10M. The annual maintenance is equal to 950,000. Interest is 15%. What is the value of your CC or capitalized cost? So CC is equal to the first cost plus the present of operation and maintenance. So cash flow diagram, we have the first cost and this is infinity. We have the annual maintenance 950K. So solving for capitalized cost is equal to 10M plus our perpetuity annual cost 950K divided by our interest 0.15. So that is equal to 16,333,334 pesos. So case 2. Case 1 was no replacement, only maintenance and operation every period. So second case is the replacement only, no maintenance and or operation. For example, you have a machine and that machine can be replaced every 5 years, every 10 years without maintaining it. So what will be the capitalized cost of that machine? So capitalized cost or CC is equal to the first cost plus the present worth of perpetual replacement. So let S be the amount to replace a property every K period. So this is now the value of your S. So a while ago I said that S is equal to the replacement cost minus the salvage value. So X is the amount of principal invested at rate I%, the interest on which will amount to S every K periods. So XI is the interest on X every period, the periodic deposits toward accumulation of S. So solving for S, we have here X is the amount principal invested. So X is equal to the S, the amount needed to replace a property, divided by, so 1 plus I, the interest, raised to K minus 1. So K here is the lifespan of that machine. So it can be replaced, for example, 5 years, kasi 5 years yung lifespan ng isang machine. So i-replace na naman another 5 years. Up to infinite. So P is the amount invested now or the present at I% per period whose interest at the end of every period forever is A. So this is the annuity. While X is the amount invested now at I% per period whose interest at the end of every K periods forever is S. So if K is equal to 1, then X is equal to F. So dapat dito is P. X is equal to P, not F. Kasi if we take this as 1, so magka-cancel yung positive 1 and negative 1. Matitira na lang ay yung I. So that is equal, our X here is equal to P. So then the amount needed for replacement will be first cost minus the salvage value. So sabi ko kanina, S is equal to replacement cost minus the salvage value. Pwede to, tsaka ito. If the replacement cost is equal to your first cost. Pero pag sinabi ng problem na may replacement cost, of course, you will use the RC. Pero pag walang replacement cost, you will use the first cost as to be minus in the salvage value. So that is S. S is the amount needed to replace the machine. Okay, so we will take an example. A new engine was installed by a textile plant at a cost of 300,000 pesos and projected to have a useful life of 15 years. So at the end of its useful life, it is estimated to have a salvage value of 30,000 pesos. Determine its capitalized cost if interest is 18% compounded annually. So here, my first cost tayo equal to 300,000. And of course, our new engine will be replaced after 15 years kasi may useful life siya na 15 years. So K is equal to 15. So at the end of its useful life, it is estimated may salvage value tayo na 30,000 pesos at an interest equal to 18%. 18%, what is the value of the capitalized cost? So the cash flow diagram of this problem will be looks like this. So this is our first cost and it will be replaced after 15 years. So the replacement cost will be equal to its first cost na 300K. So after 15 years again, it will replace, this is 30 years. After 15, we have 45 years. And so on. So this is infinity. So at the end of its lifespan, you have a salvage value equal to 30,000 pesos. 30,000. Another 15 years, 30K. And so on and so forth. So what will be the value of your capitalized cost? First, we will solve the S, the estimated value of the new machine or new engine to replace the old one. So we have S is equal to the first cost or the replacement cost minus the salvage value. So that is equal to 300 minus 300K minus 30K. So that is equal to 270,000 pesos. Now we will solve the X. the amount of principal invested. So it is equal to S all over 1 plus I raised to K minus 1. So S now will be 270K divided by 1 plus our interest is 18%. So 0.18. The lifespan of that new engine is 15 years. So raised to 15 minus 1. So X is equal to 24,604.174 pesos. Capitalized cost now will be equal to the first cost plus the value of your X, that is invested at a rate of I%, which will amount to S every K periods. So plus X. So that is equal to, first cost is 300,000 plus 24,604.174 pesos. So equal to 324,604.174 pesos. So that is the second case. Replacement only, no maintenance and operation. The third case will be the combination of case 1 and case 2. So there will be a first cost, replacement, and the operation and maintenance cost. So problem, determine the capitalized cost of a research laboratory which requires 5 million for original construction, 100,000 at the end of every year for the first 6 years, and then 120,000 pesos each year thereafter. So the word here thereafter is equivalent to infinity. So for operating expenses, and 500,000 pesos every 5 years for replacement of equipment with interest at 12% per annum. So for this problem, we will draw the cash flow diagram, or we will list muna yung mga given. We have first cost equal to 5 million pesos, and then 100,000 at the end of every year for the first 6 years. So this is the annual cost at the end of every 6 years, kunana. So this is an ordinary annuity. So 100,000. Our N here is equal to 6 years. So this is ordinary annuity. And then 120,000 each year thereafter. So thereafter is the perpetuity. So let's say this is for ordinary. Annuity for perpetuity is equal to 120,000. So of course our N is infinity. This is perpetuity. After 6 years. And then 500,000 every 5 years for replacement of the equipment. So our P, operation and maintenance, is equal, it is equal to our replacement of equipment. Kasi wala namang salvage value. So, S is equal to 500,000. So, in this case, yung first cost natin is not equal to our replacement cost. So, S is equal to 500,000 kasi walang may ma-minus dito na salvage value. So, our K is equal to 5 years. And we have an interest equal to 12%. Our cash flow diagram will be this is our first cost equal to 5 million. And it has an annual payment equal to 100,000. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $100K. And then it has an operation and maintenance equal to 120,000. Thereafter, so walang infinity. So this is 120K. So let's say maglagay na lang tayo ng tatlo. This is infinity. So operation and maintenance. And replacement for 5 years equal to 500,000. Every 5 years may replacement siya. So dito yung 500K. Mare-replace na naman after 5 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Infinity yan. So, what will be the value of your capital cost? So, eto, katiddugan tayo kasi 5 million data. This is FC. As you can see here, our annuity from year 1 to year 6 is the ordinary annuity. So, let's say this is our focal date. And we will find the value of this ordinary annuity with respect to our focal date. So, ibabalik natin siya sa focal date. So, for ordinary annuity, we have the present worth is equal to 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I. For this 120K operation and maintenance, we have here the perpetuity. So, from here, let's say dito, ibabalik natin siya at this point kasi ito yung magiging zero ng perpetuity natin. So perpetuity is equal to annuity all over I multiplied by, eto pa lang yon, eto, A over I. And then, ibabalik pa natin siya dun sa focal date natin. So, magmumultiply tayo ng 1 plus I raised to negative n. Starting from our 0 here. And then for the replacement value, mamaya na yun. So we will solve muna to. So let's say this will be the value of our Q, the sum of the ordinary annuity, and the perpetuity. So ordinary annuity, we have 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n all over I times A over I plus A over I times 1 plus I raised to negative n. So our value for Q, substitute 1 minus 1 plus interest is equal to 12%. Raised to our ordinary annuity, ito year 6, babalik natin siya sa focal date. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Raised to negative 6. All over 0.12. Plus our annuity in perpetuity is equal to 120K. Nakalimutan ko yung annuity dito. So, annuity ng ordinary is 100K. 120K divided by our interest is 0.12 times 1 plus 0.12. So, ano yung magiging N natin? From this starting point 0, pabalik sa focal date natin, which is this point. Focal date. So, from 0, how many years para makabalik sa 0? Dito sa focal date. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have negative 6. Raised to negative 6. So, Q will be equal to 917,771.854 pesos. For our replacement, we have X is equal to S all over 1 plus I raised to K minus 1. So our S, the amount needed to replace. So may binigay na replacement cost equal to 500K. All over 1 plus interest is 0.12. And its lifespan before replacing it is K, which is 5 years minus 1. So that is equal to 655,873.8831. 655,873.8831 pesos. So the value now of your capitalized cost is equal to the first cost plus Q plus our X, replacement cost. First cost is 5 million plus Q is 917,771.854 plus 655,873.883. CC now, capitalized cost, is equal to 6,573,000 613.88 pesos.